Ladies and gentlemen, how are we doing? Okay, the microphone's getting... Alright, so... let's tweet out real quick. Wonder if this helps at all. Currently getting anything set up, so if you're in here, welcome. There we go, people. I got a couple things I want to talk about today. Number one is going to be what is going on with the Minnesota Twins. Minnesota Twins are the only team that haven't bought anything yet so far, which is shocking. Really, like, I knew some teams were going to stay like really flat and even. I thought the Giants were going to be a team. Instead, they're deciding to salary dump everybody. The Twins, they've needed a first base help, and it's like, oh no, Pete Alonso isn't available. Vladimir Guerrero isn't available. We're not going to do anything. It's like they had one idea and just dipped. The Royals are acquiring Paul DeJong. That's breaking from Ken Rosenthal. Do I like that deal? I was just looking at the Royals a second ago on their Fangraphs. Big deadline deal. Yeah, no, not exactly. Oh. And Andrew Chafin is off to the Rangers. Oh, hold up. I need to update the trade counter. Alex Verdugo is receiving trade interest. Is this not what we thought the Rangers were going to do? They were going to sell and then trade. Like, they were going to go get some guys and then they were going to also let some guys go. Right? We saw that was going to happen for a while now. Okay, so now we'll be getting to the notepad here in a minute. Where does he slot in? Does that mean Markel Garcia is going to lose playing time? He's such a good defensive third baseman that I find it hard to imagine you'd want to make that swap. I'm assuming that means the Royals have been active this deadline. Them and the Mariners are just trying to go out and just completely revamp their like roster. Just curious how this all slots around. Because they need to get an outfield bat. Are they going to experiment by moving someone out to the outfield? I don't know. That's that interesting move. All right, we're out of waiting. Welcome. My name's Andrew Carr. You're listening to Carr Sports. I will be on till past the trade deadline. I will be probably on till 6:30, breaking down anything that's happening. So as soon as I came on, or right before, Lucas Eskridge, I believe that's how you pronounce his name, went off to the Royals. So the Royals have made like 3 moves here in the past like couple minutes. If I look back at my notepad, we got the Royals. Did I miss one? Royals got another bullpen guy earlier. What was the other Royals deal? They got Lorenzen yesterday. They went out and got Eskridge, Paul DeYoung. They got Hunter Harvey. I'm liking what this haul is. I'll show you guys the notepad when we get to that segment. First things first, it's trade time, right? That's what this time of the year is, right? So, yesterday this broke. The Lane Thomas has already hit the two hardest balls in the Guardians Tigers game tonight, or earlier today. Let me fix this light. There we go. They said that it was like an hour before the deal was announced. Lane Thomas is going nowhere. Lane Thomas will be staying in D.C. We figured out that wasn't necessarily true, as he was moved not really a whole hour after they said that. Yusei Kikuchi was interesting. Willie Wagner's was supposed to be the starting third baseman once they let Bregman walk for the Astros. So you get a rental pitcher for two top prospects, and then I believe Bloss was ranked somewhere in the teens, 20s, I believe. This is a haul back for the Blue Jays. Willie Wagner's going to be their starting third baseman next year. You're running it back with Guerrero, Bichette, now Wagner. Springer isn't going anywhere. Varsho isn't going anywhere. Bassett, I'll be interested to see if he's traded. The Lucas Eskridge from Oakland to KC has been finalized. I do not have any of these trades up here yet. I'm probably not going to be making graphics on stream unless it's a huge one, and then I'll put it in the corner for like everything. Yusei Kikuchi is what's breaking this deadline right now because they got so much for him. It's like, oh, well, Jack Flaherty's so much better than him. I want double that. I want triple that, right? Sorry that I'm blowing up the microphone by saying that, but it's just, at the end of the day, this is just going to turn into a massive bidding war. And Kikuchi just broke the bidding war. I bet he didn't mean to do it, but at the end of the day, it's Now, the Frankie Montas deal was a bit interesting. Jacob Junis is a 31-year-old flex pitcher, and what I mean by flex pitcher, he's been a starter, he's been a reliever, he kind of does it all, right? He's your flex guy, right? Like, you got the flex in your fantasy league, right? You can do a little bit of everything. So, I kind of like the Joey Wiemer deal. I also kind of don't. Because, yes, Joey Wiemer, top prospect. Didn't really pan out. He's been very underwhelming in the majors. I think he hit like 150 before being sent down to AAA, which he's hitting like below 250. So not great numbers, but for a pitcher that had like a 5.01 ERA and has like a mutual that they're going to have to buy out next year, or they keep him and pay him $20 million, which isn't happening for the Brewers. And I would have been shocked if the Reds kept him and did it, right? Didn't make much sense to do that, right? This trade broke right as before I was going to go to bed. I hopped off probably 30 minutes before, and I was kind of just watching, just winding down YouTube videos, right? Just trying to calm down, be like, okay, all this was exciting. Then I opened this. Jorge Soler, back to the Braves. And yes, this graphic's a bit iffy, right? I was trying to pop this out real quick before I went to bed. And then, right, so bad graphic. You have no idea how annoying Content Aware gets when you're trying to drag an object out of something like this when it doesn't recognize this font and it's just freaking out. It doesn't know what to accept, so it just does it all. I spent like 5 minutes trying to Content Aware the Giants logo before I just said screw it and moved on. Jorge Soler is big, right? He didn't really pan out in that Giants ballpark, right? It's a big ballpark. It's a hitter-friendly ballpark. I want to take a look. Where is it on Baseball Savant that shows you your expected home run counts by year? I did not say Jordan Beck. I said Jorge Soler. I don't know how Baseball Savant got Jordan Beck out of that. Yeah, so he's hit 240 this year with 12 homers. Those numbers look way better than what they were in KC before they acquired him. Where is it? Homers by park expected. Alright, so he's had 12 this year. He'd actually have 11 for the Braves. And he should have 14 for the Giants. Alright, that's interesting. Carr says he'd have 16. I don't understand how that makes sense. Are they like implying like the difference in trajectory? All I know is I like this deal. He was killing it for the Braves at that tail end of the year. That's a great deal for them. They're getting an extra power hitting bat, and I get that now you have Ozuna and Soler, and you're like, well, where do we put Ozuna or Soler? We want to hit both. We kind of have to hit both now. Where do we put them? You're sacrificing team defense in the corner outfield, but at what point do you have to be like, oh no, the defense hurts. We couldn't score to hold a lead anyway, so it didn't matter. Oh cool, this cool defense. We gave up a solo homer, and that's it, and we lost, right? When your offense has been bad, and we saw what the Phillies did. They went all offense, what the heck's defense, and went to the World Series. And when they brought in Eddie Rosario and Soler after, they went to the World Series and won it. I don't know if Jock Peterson's on his next flight to Atlanta, but wouldn't say I'd be surprised. Then this trade broke earlier in the day. Mark Leiter Jr. to the Yankees. The Yankees got to go out and get another bullpen guy. If you see me stop and look over to this side, that would be my phone, looking through Twitter, trying to figure out what's going to be happening. The Mark Leiter deal I like a lot. Is he having the same year he had last year? No. His ERA is a tad higher, right? He's got strikeout stuff for days. As a Reds fan, I got to watch him wipe the Reds out in the 8th inning. It's like, oh, looks like we're about to come back. We got runners on base, 2 on, 1 out, right? 2 in scoring position, 1 out. Strikes out the next 2 on a splitter. He'd been dominant this year. So if we move over to the trade watch, I feel like all these teams got room to keep making moves. Phillies, Yankees, especially Dodgers and Mariners. Orioles might be done. They went out and got their guys. The New York Mets, okay. This is breaking. New York Mets are finalizing a deal for Paul Blackburn. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Another dear CJ Charigos. Relief pitcher for the Marlins is on his way to the Mariners. And then, where was that just broke? All right. Am I able to edit? All right, there we go. I need to make the size a little bit smaller. It just popped up. No. We are officially in Trade Watch, people. I will be putting the top deals right here. I probably should get like a... Where does he fall into the rotation for the Mets? I like this move because they get Paul Blackburn for another year. So the current rotation is Sean Manaea, Luis Severino, Tyler McGill, David Peterson, and Jose Quintana. What if, and this is just a what if, right? You are assuming that they're not rocking a 6-man rotation. I get it's not necessarily a bad idea to like go out and hold up. How would I show this real quick? Oh, where do I have it so it's a full screen? Um, display capture existing fan graphs. Alt. You can't really see the breaking news, but what if, like, what do they need offensively? I don't really know if anything offensively. What if they swapped? Because Jose Quintana is a free agent at the end of the year. And I'm just saying random stuff. What if they traded Quintana to go out and get another bat? Like, that's just wild talk, but what if they did it? All right, there we go. So we're gonna go studio mode. So you're not seeing this, but I'm gonna be putting the breaking news on every single slide. Video capture will obviously be above it. I'm keeping it out of the intro. I will be putting it in rumors as well. So we're going to go text. Go to the breaking news text. And it'll be a little bit smaller on the rumors one because I got to fit it in there. All right, let's get out of studio mode. There we go. And the return back to the Oakland Athletics for Lucas Ursed is number 4 prospect Barrett and number 18 Klen. I feel like, well, he's got multiple years of control, so this is a move that they're not only getting him for this year, but they're getting him for next year, right? He's got a couple more years. So he's going to be a reliever for a few more years there. I like that, right? Trade time. We're on the trade watch now. We just got to sit here and hope something big comes up. There's 2 more hours. Ryan Ripken is hosting something. Currently posting on Twitter saying the stove is warm. Kansas City Royals are sending Jared Rosado. That is the deal. Alright, so decent prospect back. There we go. So the current latest news, Paul Blackburn to the Mets. We're looking for anything else. Yeah, Foolish Bailey tweeted out yesterday after the Blue Jays trade, said, did the Tigers ask too much for Flaherty and the team called their bluff? I mean, this doesn't make any sense how a return can be that big. I do agree with that almost completely. Just interesting. That was a really weird deal. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, means maybe you just hopped in here from seeing the trade. Willie Wagner's going to be the starting third baseman for the was going to be the starting third baseman next year for the Astros. Where's Willie Wagner ranked in the Blue Jays farm? Okay. Stats. Why am I getting? Teams. He's now a member of the Blue Jays. Top 30. Wait, what? I click here on prospect stats, and for some reason, Wander Franco is still listed as a top 30. Okay, no. That's not what I wanted. Alright, top 100 prospects. By team, if we go to the Toronto Blue Jays, Willie Wagner is a 40 overall. I would have to disagree with that. He doesn't show much power, but he's hitting 307 with a 853 OPS in 70 games. Oh, Garrett Cole's was snubbed from his start tonight. Hug watch for him. Joke aside. Yeah, this kid's got a 424 on base in AAA. That's doing a whole lot of heavy lifting to his OPS. What's his stolen base numbers? I can't see. He's only got 3 stolen bases. What's his greatest tool? His greatest tool is his hit tool. It's a 55 out of 80. Oh, and he's the son of Astros all-time saves leader, Billy Wagner. So that was a perfect fit, and they trade him for Yusei Kikuchi? Cade Morris going back to Oakland. Alright, so if we take a look for the Mets, I need to actually be showing this. Hold up. We're going to go Trade Watch, and we're going to go Fangraphs. So we're looking right here. What was that kid's name? Cade Morris. Cade Morris, 22-year-old right-hander. He's a ways away. What's he ranked? 40. That's not half bad. That's not half bad at all. I understand you can't see that much. Hold up. What if I go... I'm going to edit the video capture. I'm going to come back over here. Alt. Actually, no. What's it look like? I'm on Fangraphs and I do that. If I go like this. Oh, it doesn't matter anyway. Okay, I can cut off a lot of room there. Oh, yeah, I can do that. There we go. That'll make it a little easier to see things. And if you're just joining, Cade Morris was just sent over to Oakland for, why am I drawing up Paul Blackburn right there to the Mets? It's now I think this is time. Let's go to the trade notepad. This is designed a little bit different. Hold up. Why are all my notifications coming in now? Clear all notifications. Oh, because I accidentally opened the wrong Google account. Oh, we're going to come here. We're going to go right here. We got Twitter pulled up here, and we got what has been the trades so far. We need to add... Alright. So let's do a rundown of everything that's happened. Royals start off the deadline hot. They went out and got Hunter Harvey. AJ Puck followed soon after that, and then the Randy Arozarena steal from the Mariners. Randy Arozarena got him for cheap. And it's like, the Dodgers were in, but didn't pull that off. Interesting. The Austin Hayes and Sir Anthony Dominguez trades, just kind of giving each other what they needed. Two contenders making some moves. Austin Hayes was just a luxury piece. Like, you didn't have a spot to put Austin Hayes. Austin Hayes wasn't doing anything for you. So ship him off. Go get another reliever that's got upside. He's having a bad year now, but that's kind of the life of being a relief pitcher. Sometimes things kind of fall apart on you. Austin Hayes, I mean, he was an all-star 2 years ago. You know what he's going to give you. 250 batting average, 700, like 720 OPS. Good defense. That's what you're getting. Yimi Garcia, one of the bigger relievers at this deadline. Now there's going to be plenty here that haven't moved, and I'll talk about them once we get down here. Like the move for the Mariners. The Mariners needed an extra bullpen guy, and they sent out... I didn't include Ryan Stanek in this. I didn't include some of the smaller trades, like the Pirates and Red Sox, like prospect swap. I didn't include that. And there's a couple smaller ones. But Yimi Garcia is going to be one of the bigger relief guys traded at this deadline. Tanner Scott is definitely going to be the big one if he gets moved. Hold up. What was that just about? Alright, Dylan Carlson update. Alright. Anyway, Zach Eflin. That when I saw that trade happen, I'm like, oh well. Oh, I can minimize that. I was like, well, that's weird. Like, Rays are kind of still in it, but that was the point exactly when the Rays said that they weren't trying to be competitive, that they were throwing the towel in. Jazz Chisholm, I like the move because they need another lefty bat. I thought it was the wrong, yes, Gleyber Torres is gone, and that at the end of the year, and that probably means Jazz Chisholm becomes your everyday second baseman. Maybe he performs better on a Yankees lineup that's loaded with just talent. I don't really get it. I don't know. Danny Jansen to the Red Sox was another one that confused me. It's like, you already have 2 catchers. Why are you trading for a third? I don't see it. Now, they DFA'd Reese McGuire, but I didn't think they needed Danny Jansen. I feel like someone else could have gotten Danny Jansen. And I know it's hard to trade catchers. So, like, whatever team calls you up and wants a catcher, boom, thank you, right? I just didn't think the Red Sox needed to get Danny. When we're looking at the Carlos Estevez trade, I can pull up the Estevez trade. George Klassen is well liked in that Philly system. He was a really good player for them. Nothing new. Carlos Estevez is probably relief pitcher number 2 that's available at this deadline. He's the best one that's been moved so far. Jason Adams is probably 3. 2, second best that's been moved so far. Estevez, Phillies might have gotten the best relief pitcher for. I get Klassen's well liked, but that Phillies rotation looks like it's loaded for the next couple years. So, why keep depth around? If we're coming back over here, the Jesse Winker trade, which is right next to the Estevez. That's Danny Jansen. No. The Jesse Winker trade didn't make sense, only because, and if I go to Fangraphs, I can explain that a little bit better. I need to just move him over here. Move it over here. If we come over here. Look at this here. So, where did I have? There we go. That's the adjusted one. All right. Jesse Winker didn't make sense to go do it because Jose Iglesias has been killing it as the second baseman, which made them have to move Jeff McNeil to the outfield. Jeff McNeil hadn't been great this year. Jeff McNeil had been painfully average. What this does, though, is I guess, I don't know. It wasn't a move I thought needed to happen. When I think of a trade that they needed to do, if they're going to do that, what do they truly need on offense? Not really much of anything. Maybe add some bullpen guys? Like they added Mates on? I don't know. I didn't think they needed to go out and make an offensive move when at the end of the day here, they're doing just fine offensively. Alvarez is the catcher of your future. Bader's here to play defense. I mean, it brings a little more power into the lineup. I just didn't think that was a need. Let's go back and get these up. So anyway, we get to the Jason Adams trade. That was a huge deal for them. That was a haul. Dylan Lesko, Homer Bush, and J.D. Gonzalez. That was a huge move. It was. What didn't make sense is like how much. The Padres shouldn't have had to give up that much to go get Jason Adams. He's good, but he's not like drain a farm system for him good. I don't know, just interesting. I don't know. So, if we're coming back here, the Isaac Paredes deal. That one was interesting. And I'll tell you why. Just like Isaac Paredes, I would have kept. You had a couple more years of him. I don't understand what would like lead you to want to trade him. If you understand what I'm saying, like I didn't see a reason to trade him. I didn't. Chris Morel, is he a good player? Yes. Is he a consistent player? No. Does he strike out a whole lot? Yes. Do you think he's ever going to strike out less? Maybe. The Rays are really good. Like, with developing players that weren't supposed to be much of anything. I don't know. It's confusing. Holy cow, ladies and gentlemen. I can't believe I'm saying this. But the Twins made a move. The Twins made a move. Oh, wait, no. C goes there. Forgot how to spell live on air. Acquire. There we go. You know what? Maybe I should transform it. Let's go settings here. How about let's just keep it simple. Get. They get Trevor Richards. They're getting him from the Blue Jays. If I was going to be making a trade, if I was the Blue Jays, and thank God I'm not. Let's take a look at what the Blue Jays... Or sorry, not the Blue Jays, the Twins. Where are the Minnesota Twins at? Is Carlos Santana really going to be your first baseman? Hasn't Jose Miranda played first? Feel like he did a bit when he got originally called up. San Diego Padres got Tanner Scott. All right. Holy hell. All right, get back over here. Get these off. Tanner Scott. Jeff Passons is breaking. Oh my gosh. That's huge. Okay. Still pending medical review. They just stole. When I saw a tweet, let's take a look at what I had at the rumors earlier today. Padres news. Padres were likely to acquire a starting pitcher. And hold up, let's take a run through of what all had been leaked today, or the past couple days. This was as of yesterday. They weren't in this. They just came out here and went like, oh, well, Dodgers are starting to get in, because it doesn't say Dodgers, but Dodgers were in this too. I believe it's in a other post somewhere. Dodgers wanted, Yankees needed him. The Yankees just traded Caleb Ferguson. They needed Tanner Scott. The fact that they didn't get Tanner Scott is a loss. I mean, yes, you just traded, like, you just got rid of Caleb Ferguson because you thought you were going to go out and get another lefty that was good. They just whiffed. The Padres, yet again, I'll be interested to see what the package is. I want to see. Brian Hoeing is going along in this deal. So Tanner Scott has been moved. That's been official. I need to make a graphic real quick. Hold up, ladies and gentlemen. This is a big haul, according to Craig Mish and Tanner Scott. Or Jeff Passons for Tanner Scott. I want to make a graphic real quick. Wow. Tanner Scott, Padres. That's a huge move. What's he tweeting right now? Adamu Czar's another. Snelling and Muzara are on the move. Who just tweeted that? That's John Heyman. Graham Pauley is the third name in this trade. This is huge right now. This is about to be the biggest move of this trade deadline, for sure. No. The Friars got him, and this is about to be a huge haul. Is this all official? Is this all official? This is about to be giant. Let's get the trade pieces in here. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen. We are currently in the middle of making a graphic. Aye. What's with the Padres going out and stealing all-star closers from other teams that want them desperately? There we go. Make everything line up. Yes, I'm a one-man crew in my bedroom, but we're going to make this graphic look decent. Export. Alright. We are back. We're going over to trades here. And we're about to add a new one. Alright. That's the deal. Just tweet it out. I'm going to tweet that graphic out real quick, so give me another second. I do apologize. We are all over this right now. What a deal. Okay. So let's just take a look at this real quick. This is from Bob Nightingale. This is the prospect rankings. The Padres are setting number 3 overall prospect, number 4, number 6, and 29 to the Marlins. They have now traded 12 of their top 15 prospects this year alone for Dylan Cease, Luis Ariz, Hoeing, and Scott. What is left of this trade? Like, what is left of the farm system? I'm being so for real. What do they have left? What is the future? And just a couple years ago, they drained the entire farm system. Like, really, the only guy they kept worth anything is Salas. And I have my thoughts about Salas that wouldn't be very popular. This is huge. There was something else that was breaking when I was in the middle of making that graphic. Red Sox are in for Luis Rengifo. Yeah, the Padres needed to make a huge bullpen move, right? So what do? You go and get two of the top guys? Now, I want to take a look. We're going to go back over to Trade Watch. And we're going to take a look at the Padres. This bullpen is stupid good now. Robert Suarez, the Estrada kid, and Jason Adams. Now you're adding Tanner Scott. Didn't like Robert Suarez strike out like 13 consecutive guys or something? Wasn't that a stat? I feel like he struck out like a crap ton of guys consecutively. This bullpen's ridiculous. Tatis is currently hurt, which makes this lineup look a bit goofy, right? But as soon as Tatis gets back, this lineup goes Lorais, Profar, Tatis, Cronenworth, Machado, Bogarts, right? This lineup's really good. Oh, and by the way, they have Donovan Solano, who I'm pretty sure had to have cooled off, because there was no way he's hitting 300. We called him Donnie Barrels when he was a Red. Because all he did was just hit line drives. Line drive after line drive after line drive. He's been even better this year. He's getting on base better. Okay, now we need to pull up the notepad and this. Because we were getting halfway through this. I don't even think we were to the Michael Lorenzen news. Oh, we were in the middle of doing that. He's a Mariner. Tanner Scott moved up here. You, my friend, you're a Padre. All right, we can take a look at all the moves that have happened today. Mark Leiter Jr. to the Yankees, Lucas Sims to the Red Sox, Trevor Rogers was big to the Orioles, Josh Bell to the Phillies for nothing, Alex Cobb to the Guardians for nothing, Caleb Ferguson to the Astros for nothing, Lucas Urseg got something back. Royals didn't give up much to get Paul DeYoung. Andrew Chafin was cheap. Tanner Scott wasn't. Tanner Scott is who I thought was going to be like the big guy that got moved at this deadline. Because after Garrett Crochet said, I'm not going to pitch in the postseason unless you give me an extension, right? You can't say that and then expect to get traded. Like, what are you competing for with the White Sox right now? So you can hang out with Miguel Vargas? That was a dumb move. To, like, flat out say you won't play for someone. Let's see what's going on Twitter right now. All right. Craig, I'll challenge you with this. how does that look saying that when he's going to make a bunch of money, he's going to make... Is this a $5-8 million arbitration year? Next year, if he continues it, I would have a different feeling if he had like a Corbin Burns career up to this point. That he'd been absolutely dominant. No one could hit him. And then just boom. Like, you get hurt or something? Like, you have had a cup of coffee of being this good. We don't know if this is what you're going to be forever. For all we know, you could not be anything. I disagree with that. If he had put in like 7 good years or 5 good years and next year would be his last year arbitration, he's like, well, I don't want to pitch on a 1-year deal. I want you to give me an extension for me to pitch for you in the playoffs. I understand that. You can't do that when this is your first year. You can't. You just can't. Why is this guy complaining? This has to be rage bait. There's no way he's mad about hoeing being in a part of the deal. Yeah, can we talk about how the Marlins are casually getting rid of everyone on roster for a great package? I'm going to go up to the top. Is there anything in the For You section? What's going on? Anything new? Nothing as of now. It's gone quiet. We are 6 minutes away from the 1-hour checkpoint. So, we're going to talk about names that we've heard might be getting traded. Blake Snell. Now, you can't... I get that the Giants went ahead and said that they want to be competitive this year. How can you look me dead in the eye and say you just traded Alex Cobb for nothing? And I get it was a money dump. You could have cleared a lot of money for that, and they're like, oh, well, we kind of want to throw him out in the market, but we're not going to pay for his contract. Like, one, you just made it so your return would be worse. That doesn't get his true value out there. And plus, why wouldn't you want to pay for his contract? Because in your eyes, if you keep him, you're paying for it anyway. I'm not saying go ahead and pay for the $38 million player option if he opts into that. Be like, as protection for you, we will pay for his contract so you stay under those thresholds that you want to be under. And we will cover half of next year if he goes into it. Do you know how much of a return you could get for that? Garrett Crochet is probably not. Someone said in. Just. Didn't make sense for him to go out there and say he didn't want to get traded. Because the White Sox were going to get a haul back for him. And what are you doing? Would you... Okay, being real. Would you rather get hurt pitching for nothing? Or pitching for a World Series contention? I had a rumor earlier that... Where was it? Where was it? So Yankees... Ursid and Scott are off. That's not in the bullpen plans now. Finnegan and Fairbanks. They said they want the moon for Finnegan. I think that's the actual words that someone used earlier to describe it. They wanted the moon, the sun, and if you wanted to throw in Jupiter too, that'd be cool, right? Just I don't know. I gotta go do something real quick. I hope to come back to a trade. I'm gonna leave a text thing. We will be right back. How we doing? Excuse me. All this talking has made my throat hurt. That's so funny. So John Morosi tweeting, Red Sox top. Sorry. John Morosi tweeted this. I'll get to the John Heyman tweet in a second. Roman Anthony, a top Red Sox prospect, was scratched from his start in Double-A. A tweet from John Heyman says, Dodgers were another team at the end for Tanner Scott. That may have triggered the Padres to do something. So the Padres were like, nah, you wanted him. You don't get to have him. Graham Pauley. What's Graham Pauley going to be most known for in his MLB career? That strikeout on the pitch that hit him in the face? Standing from his left side. The side armor. Which one of the Roger twins is that? But whatever. Roger, brother. Sidearms a pitch. It's running. Paulie goes around, swings. Hits him right in the head. All right. Who's the best player left? I haven't heard any Jake Berger rumors. But at this point, if you're the Marlins, you've traded dang near everything else of value. Why not? Why not ship them off? Jack Flaherty needs to be traded. Cal Finnegan doesn't. I mean, if you look at the Nationals farm system, they're going to be like the Reds of last year. They're going to be like right around 500, probably right around where they are now. Early, right? How they were early in the year. They're kind of buzzing around. They're kind of hanging around. Then they're going to start calling up their top prospects. James Wood is already up. As soon as Dylan Cruz gets up too. Robert Hassel. Some more of the pitching. I don't know. Yandy Diaz is about to get traded. We know that. I just reposted a Bob Nightingale tweet. So he says an hour of the trade deadline remains. And some of the biggest starters are still left on the market. Garrett Crochet of the Chicago White Sox and Jack Flaherty of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Ferronian slip? Or does he know something we don't? And he's just trying to allude to it. You know what? Just because of that. Dodgers? Every second that ticks down, the less I think Luis Robert and Brent Rooker are getting traded. I have Ryan McMahon on here for the sole purpose of the fact that he should get traded. Now, this is the team that isn't going to trade Cal Quantrill, who's on this list too. You just can't see because he's behind the Tanner Scott news. Now, John Heyman just tweeted out saying that the Roman Anthony kid that was scratching his start for today, it has no relationship to a trade. He is considered untouchable by the Red Sox. All right. So no big trade for the Red Sox incoming. What would you do with Peter Fairbanks? Isn't his bobblehead day today too? That'd be funny. Hey, everyone gets a Pete Fairbanks bobblehead. By the way, Pete Fairbanks is now a Yankee. Like, who are the remaining top lefties right now that would be traded? Like, I don't know. I want to take a look real quick. We're going to go to the Fangraphs. Let's see if they've updated anything. So, they now got 3 lefties in that. Can we talk about now? Look at this. Number 22, number 15, and number 8. Oh, you can't see those numbers. So there's the power ranking section that's just beyond the reach of what it is right here. Hold up. Let me see if I can't show it. There we go. Actually, that might be positioned a little bit better. I like that. What if I can also get, like... No, hold up. There we go. We got position. We got power ranks. 8, 15, and 22. That's kind of ridiculous. Don't you think? Where is my ad blocker? Hold up. Where are you at, ad guard? Why aren't you up and running? Kind of making me angry. Red Sox are still looking for a lefty reliever. Would you have to go get a budget starter, make him a reliever? Let's see how. No, please get off. Oh my god. Protection is enabled. I don't know why that's popping up. I reactivated A bad guard. Got that back up and running, and then it immediately goes, pay for the licensing. I'm like, I already did. Well, just keep signing me out, and I'm not going to keep playing with it. All right. Brian De La Cruz to the Pirates. Craig Mish on it first. Got a friend that is a big fan of the Pirates. All right. All right. There we go. Got both of these working. Let's get off the notepad. Let's get off this. So, how many of our guys that we got on here have gone? Not necessarily to where I even had them. Yoon Sung Shim, right-handed pitcher, is heading back to Miami as part of the return. That's from Feinsand. Brian De La Cruz has tremendous power. Now, I will say that I was having miniature heart palpitations when I saw that a De La Cruz was traded. If my dearest Ellie De La Cruz was moved, there was going to be a riot. Is there anything else new on this? Is that all the return is? Might be. Need to make the font just slightly smaller. What if I make the font 11? That makes it manageable. Garrett Forrester will be the other name going back in this trade. Wow. Okay. Sorry, I went quiet there for a minute. Let me get. Let's go to trades. Why is Jason Adams one still up? We're gonna go studio mode real quick. So. Alright. That's the trade. I like this move for the Pirates. If we're going to have to swing over to Trade Watch and go back over to Fangraphs real quick. We are still on the Padres one. If we go to Pittsburgh. He slots in right there for where Josh Palacios is. They put him on the bench. That's interesting. Hold up. Let me scroll down a little bit. They have him on the bench. That's interesting. Hold up. Let me close the door. Oh. Yeah, oh my goodness. This Miami Marlins fire sale is going to be one for the ages. Jason Stark just posted, so let's do an update. The Marlins were playing postseason games 9 months ago. They're now doing more selling than the White Sox. They have traded Jazz Chisholm, Brian De La Cruz, Tanner Scott, Trevor Rogers, AJ Puck, Josh Bell, Brian Hoeing, CJ Charios over the last 5 days. And they're still open for business. What are the Marlins doing? It's such a shame when you have teams that don't spend money. Like, you have a nice stadium. You play in Miami. Dominican players want to play in Miami. Cuba players want to play in Miami. Why? Because it's close to home. Oh my goodness. Pirates are also getting Isaiah Kiner-Falefa. There's a running joke. Isaiah Kiner-Falefa, I believe what is the connection? Because Ralph Kiner, Hall of Famer. Where's Baseball Reference? What's the connection? Ralph Kiner? He is related. I don't know where the thing went. If I put an IKF, it'll come up. I believe, if I remember correctly, before, I don't know why they got rid of the thing, but IKF was, it used to say, like, right here, like he was related to Ralph Kiner. I believe it was great uncle or whatnot. They're making moves right now. Hold up. I want to do something else real quick. Display capture. All right. If we're taking a look at the standings, let's go to wild card standings. Pirates are 2 games back. Pirates are 2 games back. If you're the Cincinnati Reds, and I get a lot can change quickly. I think some more pieces got to go. The Pirates' 29th ranked prospect is going back. We have hit the 30-minute mark. There's 30 minutes left of this trade deadline. Trade deadline and myself, not sponsored by Prime, but drink Prime, it's good. You can like relate to 5-year-olds or whatever, because apparently 5-year-olds love it. I don't know. Whenever I drink it, I get made fun of, but it's whatever. I'm Carr. I deal with it. We're good. Just interesting. I would not want to be a Fangraphs mod right now. You're just sitting here bouncing players back. Okay, so they have now put Brian De La Cruz. They slot him. Ooh. So they have him in the 5 spot? And they popped Ji-Won Bei out of the lineup and kept Josh Palacios. This is very random. Aroldis Chapman was brought in to be traded. What's keeping him from trading Chapman? Like, I'm being so for real. So Isaiah Kiner-Falefa is actively on the injured list. But shouldn't affect much. Okay, so about the IKF deal. This kid was about to jump from just barely in the top 30 to right in the middle to number 15. The Charlie McAdoo, which is Hall of Fame name. What happens now? Like, are any of these names going to get moved? I think it's safe. We're taking Blake Snell off the list. I'm going to remove Ryan McMahon. Big names we're looking at, though, right now. We're looking at Garrett Crochet. We're looking at Luis Robert. We're looking at Brent Rooker, who A's are hesitant. I'm not seeing any new rumors. So, Jack Flaherty has to be there's still 30. There's 24 more minutes left. And I'm going to stay live for about 30 extra minutes past that deadline. Because I remember that about 2 years ago when Whit Merrifield got traded to the Blue Jays, that trade didn't come out till like 45 minutes after. It had been finalized, but it just hadn't been announced yet. Like the Brian De La Cruz has probably been a Pirate by name, like on their roster for probably 20 minutes now, and it's just now being outed. Because it was like, boom, package is right there. It's like, okay, yeah, it's not all, it all came out at once. Everything's like, boom, done. What's Twitter saying? That's always a scary thing to say. Craig Mish. Hold up, I want to be on Craig Mish's page here. Repost that. I love how his background too. Great American Ballpark. Beautiful ballpark. I'll be going there Sunday. Catching a Reds game, getting a TJ Friedl bobblehead, putting it on the display rack. Once I get the whole setup through, I'll probably do a setup breakdown. I don't know, maybe. Just throwing ideas out. Craig Mish, what do you got? What's going to be happening here? Craig, I want to know. Is he waiting till 1K likes? Well, you got it now. 1K likes. 60K people have already seen it. Alright, Craig Mish just reposted this. Brazuban is going to the Mets. So we're gonna... Maybe that's what he was about to say. I don't know. But that's what got posted. He retweeted that. Alright, so Christian Walker has just been put on the IL. That was breaking 20 minutes ago. So John Heyman's saying the Brad Zubon trade is pending physical. Is this still recording from... Oh, Notepad. Are we not going anymore? Alright, we still are. We're good. There's not a lot... Wait, where'd my video... Okay, there we go. My face is back. Hold up. There we go. Fix that. Oh my goodness. I'm getting so many notifications right now on my phone. My phone's been plugged in. Plugged in at 78%. It's down to 72. This poor old power strip. Well, maybe half the reason why it's not charging is this is my power block, but... Oh my... Eloy Jimenez is heading to the Baltimore Orioles. Hold up. Oh my goodness. Holy. Finalizing a deal to send him to the Baltimore Orioles. I didn't think Eloy was getting traded today. Let's go here real quick. There we go. That's huge. Eloy Jimenez was not supposed to be traded. Today, at least. This is a move that's getting out of money. So this package might be very much lackluster. Well, this isn't the big piece we thought the Orioles would be getting from the White Sox. We kind of thought that no more, no more Tanners, Taylors, Trevors, or Tylers are allowed to be traded. One half hate that right now. Oh, because that's because the Phillies are getting Tanner Banks. God dang. Alright. This one should be better. White Sox logo doesn't show up on black, I learned today. Who would have thought that? What is the package back for Eloy Jimenez? Garrett Crochet will not be traded. Garrett Crochet. So, if we're going to go to the trade watch, Garrett Crochet's off. If we want to take a look at the notepad. Need to pull up the notepad. Garrett Crochet. You will not be traded. People are saying Yandy Diaz will not be traded. There are 6 minutes left. I think the more closer we get here, Kyle Finnegan and Tyler Anderson, I don't think either of these two are going anywhere. Trade Kyle Anderson in the offseason. No, because they don't need a center fielder. If we go over to Fangraphs. We go over to Baltimore. Is that the return? Is that just the return? Holy cow. One player? And it's a reliever. Jack Flaherty and the Dodgers are in serious talks. That could be huge. The Dodgers have landed him. That's official. And they also got Kevin Kiermaier. There's 2 minutes left here. I need to see. So Kevin Kiermaier is going back. What are we showing right now? I need to get it open to Twitter. There we go. Now let's go to the trade notepad. I think that means Luis Roberts off. And Dylan Carlson is going to the Rays. If anyone can fix him, it's the Rays. Padres are acquiring Martin Perez. This is when everything's about to start exploding. Sean Armstrong to the Cardinals for Dylan Carlson. Aye. we have a new trade graphic to make. So Trey Sweeney and Thyron Laranzo are heading back to the Tigers. Is that it? I think that might be it. All right, we're past the trade deadline now. All right, so we're past the trade deadline. there's still a chance some trades come out here. It's a little bit late. Alright, so here's a list of guys. Rockies held on to everyone. Whether that's a mistake or not, I'll let you all decide. Alright. So let's talk about what the hell just happened over the past couple minutes. Oh, we're still getting some. Mark Canha has been traded to the Giants. Interesting. Getting some things in line. So this is why I'm going to stay on for a little bit longer. Because some of these trades are getting right off at the buzzer. There always is every year. There's a couple deals that it takes a little bit for them to come out. One of them that came out almost immediately is Eloy Jimenez. Eloy Jimenez is heading back to the Orioles for a single pitcher. That's interesting. The Reds have traded Austin Slater! There we go. We got rid of Austin Slater. There we go. We can all relax. The Orioles got another outfielder. God, I didn't want to watch another at-bat of Austin Slater's ever again. Another guy, though, that got swung right there at the end. Jack Flaherty for 2 prospects. Apparently some smart baseball executives, this was from Feinstein, think Therion is going to be really good. You do this 99 out of 100 times. You do it again every time. I would. Diamondbacks are getting Dylan Floro from the Nationals. See, this is why you stay on. Some of these smaller trades are just now leaking in. So if we go back to the notepad, Mark. No one has said yet if Yandy Diaz got traded or not. No one has said yet. Looking back over here, I'm going to get Twitter up. Alright. That's just on the Dylan Floro news. I'm going to make... It'll be fun. What just happened? Moving them into that corner. We still going live? Yep, looks like we are still going live. Alright. We're still looking over things. Said my OBS studios went away. Okay. We know Cal Quantrill was not moved. I'm assuming Jake Berger wasn't moved because Mish would have tweeted about it. Flora went over Finnegan, so I'm assuming Finnegan didn't get traded. Yeah, Austin Slater being traded for the second time in 3 weeks. Yeah, well, when you play terribly, I'm surprised the Orioles wanted him. Orioles have been making some crazy moves. Let's take a look at Fangraphs real quick. Let's get rid of the note page. Let's take the note page down real quick. I want to see what Fangraphs has to say about this. So Fangraphs is just put them on roster. They don't know where to put. Do you take playing time away from Ryan O'Hearn? I don't think you... Ryan O'Hearn's been good. Maybe you put him at third? That makes sense why they didn't play Austin Slater, because they were going to trade him today. Aye. Things are making sense little by little. Gregory Santos. So, what's going back? Because there's no way the Phillies are just trading from their great bullpen. So they just trade him for a prospect. Alright. I don't know. We got 11 more minutes until my self-opposed recap deadline. Oh, they just now announced on MLB.com that I think it's safe to say I think this might be the deadline. Where did we start with the deadline today? These are the main. So this was like before the deadline happened, right? This was yesterday. That was the day before, right? Yesterday. Now we have a lot of guys went today. Oh, those are the big main trades. I gotta take these out of my ears. They're starting to hurt. I don't think there's gonna be much more happening. Doesn't look like there's much more going on. Yeah, the amount of Yankees fans outraged about, like, you got Mark Leiter Jr. They must have realized that they weren't going to part because the Padres gave up a lot to get Tanner Scott, right? You don't give the, right, it was, what was it? It was three, four, what was the package? Because I tweeted it. Yeah, it was 3, 4, 6. JD Davis goes to the Rays. Okay. It was 2. So it was 3, 4, 6, and 29. There we go. I don't know why this is the first one that comes up. Is Fangraphs any better for it? There we go. Fangraphs is perfect for this. Alright. That's why. Alright. Nope. Wrong New York team. Three, 4, 6. You know they're definitely saying, all right, you want Tanner Scott, right? Because they're also getting Brian Hoeing back in this deal. That's cool. I want Spencer Jones. I want Everson Pereira. And then go like Kyle Carr. Are they really going to part with that much? I don't think so. I don't think there is a shot. Like, people are saying, oh, well, you could trade Jason Dominguez. That's not happening. Look what he's doing in AAA right now. Get it was 11 games, and that was his rehab assignments. He's in AAA killing it. Spencer Jones, he's been ticking it up a little bit. Strikeouts are a scary thing, but you're not making that trade. Like, just don't understand why Yankees fans are mad, because we know, Mark, I get what they need to do is keep Ferguson. Oh no, it's 6:25. I think that might be it. I think it's time to go ahead and take a look at everything that's happened. So from the top, Hunter Harvey was the first big move. He went to the Royals. AJ Puck went to the Diamondbacks. Randy Arozarena went to the Mariners. Sir Anthony Dominguez went to the Orioles. Austin Hayes went to the Phillies. Yimi Garcia went to the Mariners. Zach Eflin went to the Orioles. Yankees got Jazz Chisholm. That was their big move. Red Sox got Danny Jansen. Carlos Estevez went to the Phillies. Phillies were active. Jesse Winker went to the Mets. That's how they ended up the last day. Jason Adams, Isak Paredes, and Christopher Morel all went to the Padres, Cubs, and Royals, respectively. Or Rays, respectively. Carson Kelly went to the Rangers. That was an early one. Michael Lorenzen to the Royals. Ty France to the Reds. Tommy Edman and Michael Kopech to the Dodgers. And then the Cardinals got Tommy Pham and Eric Fay. And Justin Turner went to the Mariners. Lane Thomas went to the Guardians. Yusei Kikuchi went to the Astros in a banger. Ahmed Rosario went to the Dodgers. Frankie Montas went to the Brewers. And Jorge Soler went to the Braves. Now, today's deadline, I did not put... Where did Luis Garcia go? Ryan Yarbrough is going to be going back to the Blue Jays. Hold up, we'll add... That's not what I clicked on. I'm not even going to try and spell Ryan Yarbrough. I thought it would be harder than that. Oh. And then... So then today, and then let's just do... Alright, Mark Leiter Jr. went to the Yankees. That was early. Lucas Sims went to the Red Sox. Trevor Rogers went to the Orioles. That was the first big starting pitching move of the day. Josh Bell went to the Phillies for nothing. Alex Cobb went to the Guardians. Caleb Ferguson, for some reason, was traded to the Astros. Lucas Urseg was traded to the Royals. Rangers went out and got Andrew Chafin. The Mets went out and got Paul Blackburn. Mariners made another move. They went out and got C.J. Sarrios. Tanner Scott went to the Padres. Brian De La Cruz went to the Pirates along with IKF. Jack Flaherty went to the Dodgers, and these ones were all announced post-deadline. Eloy Jimenez to the Orioles. Kevin Kiermaier to the Dodgers, with Ryan Yarbrough being the return. Sharon R. Cardinals got Sharon Armstrong for Dylan Carlson. Martin Perez goes to the Padres, excess arm that the Pirates had. Mark Canha goes to the Giants. Austin Slater to the Orioles. Dylan Florio to the Diamondbacks. Gregory Soto to the Orioles. Ryan Yarbrough to the Blue Jays. Luis Garcia to the Red Sox. And poor J.D. Davis gets sent off to the Rays. As the smoke clears in the sellers market, 16 teams acquired 29 different relievers. 10 teams acquired 14 different starting pitchers. The deadline went... I think it's easy. I'll probably do a video this weekend where it's just winners and losers of the MLB trade deadline. Mariners won't be losers, that's for sure. And neither will the Marlins. The Marlins got a haul back for all the guys they gave up. Pirates, I like their moves. Padres made a huge move. Yankees I expected a little bit more for the Yankees. But right now, it is 6:31 here in East Coast time, I'll be heading out of here. That was a long trade deadline. I need to get something more to keep my throat from exploding. That's it. I'm going to be getting out of here. See ya.